This is the plaintiff, Linda Mussman. She says she gave the defendant 2 cases of high-end women's clothes to sell at his store 4 years ago, and she has yet to be paid for her merchandise. The defendant's nothing more than a thief. She wants her money and is suing the defendant, a common criminal, for $1,669, the amount of her unpaid invoice. This is the defendant, Mitchell Gross. He says the woman dropped off 2 coffin-sized cartons of goods at his store for him to sell on consignment. She told him she didn't have room in her house for all the stuff and to see if he could move the merchandise at his store. He tried telling her it wasn't selling and to come pick it up, but she ignored him. He says he's all paid up with her, returned what he couldn't get rid of, and can't believe this is still going on 4 years later. He's accused of slow sales.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case on the docket, the plaintiff gave the defendant high-end clothes to sell on consignment and says she never got the money and never got the clothes. The defendant says that she abandoned the stuff. It's the case of Blazer. He hardly knew her.
Thank you, Douglas. Linda Mussman?
Yes.
And Zomar Incorporated, represented here by you. You're the owner, correct?
Yes, I am.
You are suing Ilana's Boutique and Mitchell and Ilana Gross for $1,669 in damages. Some of that an unpaid invoice. The rest of that, your flight to Florida to try to collect on your unpaid invoice, and $500 just for good measure because of the hardship they have made you go through. Talk to me. Tell me what happened.
Okay, I operate a liquidation business out of Boston. I help companies, very high-end manufacturers of ladies' apparel, accessories, etc. I help them move prior season goods. And I also have a showroom where I have my own goods that I buy and sell directly to consumers and small stores. A number of years ago...
Where's your store, your showroom?
It's in Boston.
Okay.
And I've always come to New York. I've been in business...
What's it called? Give it a plug.
It's called The Showroom.
It's called The Showroom. She just did give it a plug. Okay, so go on.
A number of years ago, I've always actually come into New York to do business. And in one visit in 2007, he told me that he would be moving to Florida and opening a store there. And always looking for stores to buy goods, I spoke with Mitch at that time about me shipping him goods, and he'd be able to choose what he wanted and sell what he can and send back what he could not. And
so on consignment.
Basically on consignment. I've done it before. I always got my goods back or got paid.
Yeah, but that's what consignment is, right?
That is truly what consignment is. So in November of 2007, I sent Mitch a carton that...
November of 2007?
2007.
Okay.
I sent Mitch a carton with 45 pieces in it, ranging from lady suitings or casual wear and knits, that had a wholesale value of about $8,000. And as a liquidator, I charged him $852. And I have here original invoices.
Okay. No. Go ahead and stay there.
I don't have to do that.
Okay. You don't have to do that.
Okay, and actually stay there.
I don't let you do that.
I did not get paid anything, but in January, a few months later, Mitch sent a check for $63, which paid for one blazer, one knit top, and a second blazer.
Okay.
Still did not pay the shipping or anything like that.
Was he supposed to pay the shipping?
Well, yes. That is usually how I do business.
Okay. So what's happened in the course of the last 3 years?
Well, I have family in Florida, so whenever I would visit my family, I would go to Mitch's booth in Pompano at the flea market there. And I would approach Mitch, and in fact, I would even call in advance and let him know that I was coming. Every phone call through the course of these months and years, I would speak to him about either paying for the goods or sending them back to me. And pretty much after January, every phone call, Mitch said, the goods are not my customer. I can't sell them.
Okay, so send them back.
And that's what I would say.
Okay, but I don't understand. Mitch, so you'd fly down to visit your family, you'd see them, and why wouldn't you just take them?
Because he always said that they were in the warehouse. So I called him.
But I thought you called them in advance. So
I called him in advance and said, take them out of the warehouse, bring them to the store, and I will come and get them.
And
which I did numerous times.
And what would happen?
He always had an excuse.
For 3 years?
For 3 years.
Okay, what's going on, Mr. Gross?
It's partially correct, mostly incorrect. I opened a new business up. I know I used to be in the wholesale business in New York City. I met Linda there. And she came into it one day and she said, listen, I have a lot of merchandise. I know she represented quite a bit of better manufacturers. So I said, well, let me see some samples. I saw some samples. She brought it in and I said, well, it's a new business. I haven't got the foggiest idea whether this merchandise is going to sell. And so she says, listen, what I'll do is I'll send in some samples to you on a consignment basis. And I figured, well, I have nothing to lose. It's a new store. Maybe the merchandise would move. Okay. Make a long story short, this coffin came in.
A coffin.
It looked like a coffin anyway.
Okay.
It was huge, okay? And I didn't even realize.
There were 45
Hold
pieces.
Wouldn't you ever leave your stuff on consignment for 4 years?
No.
Why not? Something bad can happen to this stuff, right?
There needs to be a reasonable amount of time, maybe a year. 4 years? No, absolutely not.
Going inside the courtroom.
I called her back and I said, I didn't expect this amount of merchandise. It's assorted merchandise. The merchandise is single pieces. If it had pants, the pants had 8 size 6s, maybe a 2 and a 14. This is not merchandise that's saleable. But the fact was that I already had them hung up and I would have to pay about $70 or $60 to send it back. So I figured, let me give it a shot. Make a long story short.
Are you gonna?
I hope so. Because that's
So
4
go ahead.
years of aggravation. I have to
Okay.
tell you that.
So go ahead.
Whatever Linda says, believe me, it was aggravation on my side.
Okay, why? Because the stuff didn't sell?
Well, basically it didn't
So why
sell.
didn't you just send it back then?
Well, I put it into storage, and in storage, I have cases and boxes galore. So I lay down on top of a bunch of boxes of merchandise that was for summer, merchandise for winter, and other merchandise. What happens is, every time I got new merchandise, I took a larger place. So when you move the boxes, things can have tendency of getting lost. So I moved this box here, that box there. Linda's merchandise
So
was
by
there.
whose fault is that?
It's my fault.
Okay, so then why didn't you just pay her for the merchandise if you lost her merchandise? Or you
Because the
couldn't find
merchandise
it?
can sell. Why would I buy merchandise that
Because you lost it! To make a long story short.
I didn't lose it?
Okay, you just told me, things have a tendency of getting lost. Well, whose fault
Okay,
is that?
so-
How is this an explanation? Could you imagine if somebody said that to you on money that was owed to you? I know I gotta either pay you for it or send it back to you, but I can't find it. Are you kidding me?
It's not a question of not finding it. It's a question of going
just
into
said it
that
was.
warehouse, going through the boxes.
So
and
why
looking
didn't
for-
you make the
I
time?
did.
Then return the stuff you didn't sell. But you didn't because you can't find it or you won't make the time to find it. What's the stuff you have on your desk right there?
Well,
Put your
I
hand down. I'm
finally
having a
found some-
ball.
I finally
Put
found
your
some.
hand down. I am so not going to get off him anytime soon. Go ahead.
This is some of the merchandise that I found.
That's hers?
Yes.
Oh, let me see it. Just a minute. So now you finally did make the time?
Well, I took a lot of time. I kept going in there and looking for merchandise.
Look, Mr. Gross, I understand that it's not worth the amount of time it's going to take you may not be worth the search.
It wasn't. It was
Then what we do
aggravations.
is we cut our losses and we just pay the invoice because you don't have the time to look for the stuff that needs to be returned. Lord above. See how I'm checking sizes?
Well,
Did you bring all 6s just for me?
yes, I did.
Did you want to say something?
Well, it was very real to me already that, I have nothing to lose here and that they deserve to be embarrassed. So I went into his space. I called upon his wife and said very loudly, you people don't pay your bills. I wonder if all of your customers know that you don't pay your bills and that probably the merchandise all sitting here has been stolen. And she asked me to please go into the aisle with her, and I did. And she actually said to me, "Oh, it's $800? Oh, well, it's not much money. Mitch should pay you that money. I'll talk to him right away."
Did she write a check?
No, and I
okay.
asked her
She
to.
could have, though,
I
right?
asked her to.
No.
I said,
Right.
"I will take cash
She
right
can't?
now."
Your wife's not a signer on the account?
No, she's not.
She's not. All right, look, it's really simple. The invoice is $852. I'm subtracting from that the $63. That leaves me with $789. This clothes has been purchased by you. You can send it back to him. All right, and prejudgment interest since the time that it has been owed. for the last 3 years, which will be calculated outside, plus your court costs. That's my verdict. You're not going to get your flight to Florida to collect. You already told me you had family there. Plus, the fact that you choose to do business all over the world doesn't get you free flights all over the world when you're trying to embarrass somebody in their store. That's not how it works. That's my verdict. $789 plus prejudgment interest since the time it's been owed. Good luck, folks. Give him back.
Damages are always measured by the value of the item at the time of the loss.